Hey, how you guys doing? Okay, I wanted to go over a game that I just recently played, and so I hope you enjoy how the French Advanced Variation could actually come to being through many, many different lines. Okay, this is the French Advanced, and I played it to a T, and I used the given gift that the Lord's given me to win. And so my opponent played good as well. But it just happens sometimes that you get a better plan and you follow your plan. Remember, get a plan. Always play with a plan. So e4, e6, and he played the Steinitz attack, which is really different. I played d5. He played d4. And isn't it interesting how this actually came, the Steinitz attack, turned into the French advanced variation? It's like, whoa. See, look at that. The normal French advanced variation goes like this. So, very, very close, but a little bit, we had a little bit different of a line. See, ours ended up like this. Same exact way. Isn't that interesting? Same. I attacked with h6. I went g5. I really thought at this point, guys, that he was going to play here. And then, I'm sorry, not there, my bad. Not knight, not bishop, my bad. It's knight takes, pawn takes, bishop takes. And then even if I was to, I guess potentially I could play there. And maybe that's what he was a little concerned about. I think that well, no, actually he could play right there and then and ooh, I don't know. Now that I think about it, this potentially is a sitch for me. I do not like this. So I'd probably have to move my king at that point, and then he'd takes, and that he'd have 3 pawns for the piece, 2 potential passers. So it would have been interesting, and he even has. I have this ability here, and so maybe there's a pin. I could actually take here, and then he can't check. My bad again. And maybe I can come this way, and then if he tries to check there, I just move, and I have somewhat of an attack going. I could play here next, and if he plays here, which is a bad move, I can actually drop my knight back, attacking his bishop. So he'd have to move his bishop, and therefore I can move my bishop, and if he brings his rook over, okay, I can't do that. That would not work out very well for me. So I'd probably have to play bishop c6 right away. Otherwise, that does not work. I mean, that works, and it's not fun for me. So maybe I'd have to play there, and I'd have to retreat. Maybe something like that there. Potentially a fork. Maybe no. Yeah, I could fork him there. I'm protecting now that there's an attack on his knight, so potentially something like that. And I'm not sure. You know what? I'd probably go there, and then probably he'd drop his knight in there. Something like that. Get attack going, but it didn't happen that way. He moved back, and I played knight to f5. Bishop goes to c4. And at this point, I'm going to show you what I do. It's kind of really interesting. I played pawn takes pawn, he took, and I took. And if he was to, let's say he was to retreat out, I can now take, and I'm attacking this rook, and so he has to, at this point, he has to take. It's forced. And then I take here, and he plays queen takes, bishop goes to e7. I attack his queen, I'm developing. I bring my queen to b6. I castle kingside. I now I protect my knight. At this point, I was thinking, I didn't really want to take here. I was thinking about taking, but I was really concerned about the knight takes. And then potentially maybe he has something like this, and maybe doubling up and here, 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 something. I don't know. I didn't really like this. His structure's better, yes, but I'm okay. So I played rook c8. I moved my queen. He moved in. I took, and at this point I have to be very careful. If I place like some strange move like that, he's got that of an attack happening. And yes, I could play here, but then he's got there, and it's like, I don't know. I don't really like having that type of an attack happening. Like boom, something like that, and then not the way I want to play. Oops, not the way I want to play. So I took. Now I attacked his queen. So if this was to happen, I just take, and if it takes, I take, and if he tries taking, then I'm up a piece. So he had to retreat. Sorry, he had to retreat his queen back. And then now I brought my knight in to attack his queen. Also, it unleashes my queen. That was a slight inaccuracy, and I was blessed that he didn't see it, because he could have taken here. Well, no, I'm wrong. I'm sorry. It wasn't an inaccuracy. It actually worked, and I I thought at the time that I played it, it was, but then I realized my plan was to come here, trade off, maneuver my knight, and everything's okay. I was just a little concerned about rook to d8, so well, you never know. So I was like, not there, but potentially here, and then he's got that, and maybe I have rook, something like that. I didn't want to, so I took, and now I retreated my knight back because I want to actually come to c4, b4. There's a nice sweet fork tactic, so he retreats down. I played rook d8, rook fd8 takes. You got to be careful here. This takes, I guess is, now that I think about it, is okay. So I played here. I played, instead of rook takes, I played bishop takes. He played here. I played rook to c7. I took. He took. I now cut his bishop off from. I wanted to be able to bring my king and take this pawn, and the only way I'd be able to do that is to shut his bishop out. Now we're playing good bishop versus bad bishop, and I wanted to show you how we played this. He moved his knight there, and I took. So now I'm 2 pawns up. Or am I a pawn up? Let me see. 4, 6. I'm 1 pawn up. But I have a lot of action happening right now. And the bishop, this move right here, remember guys, I think from our endgame, if this color bishop is 2 squares away from the knight, it dominates the knight because it covers the squares here and the squares here, and the knight only has these spots to go to. So my knight also covers that square, so if he was to play here, I could take, and if he tried to do something like that, maybe I can even come in here and attack, and then if he pushes, retreat back, takes, you know, something like that. And I potentially even could attack his knight, and then if he takes, I'm closer to his pawn, so I moved my bishop, he went there, and then I'm like, I want to trade off knights. He took, which actually this wasn't the best idea. He probably should have maybe, I guess he was kind of trapped, wasn't he? He would have had to retreat out here. That might have actually been a better idea though, because something like that, but he took, which actually, now we're playing good bishop, bad bishop. He moved his bishop back. I think at this point, potentially g3 would have been a better move. But I'm not exactly sure, because after takes, it might be a draw. It potentially could be a draw. I think it might be equal at this point. Let's take a look. Yeah, it's equal. So instead of moving my bishop, I have to take first, takes, and then if he takes with the bishop, which is a bad move, I just play there, and then if he takes, now we're playing. I'm still pawn up, so I should be still winning. Yeah, slightly. I have good pawns. He's got 3 pawn islands. I have 2. In an endgame, that's enough to win. So he played bishop to g1, and now what I'm doing is I'm pinning the pawn to the queen, to the bishop. I move my king. Probably at this point d5 would have been better, because then I get the opposition. So I kind of moved slightly inaccurate, and I was able, but I had an extra move, so I was okay. I moved in, and now I sent my bishop to attack his d4, and I went boom, b5. He takes. At that point I takes, and now I retreat my bishop back, because I want to leave room for my king to come in and snap this pawn off. Now I kind of slightly tricked him into moving back, and at this point I could actually play bishop. Let's say he moves back, right? I can actually play bishop to c4, and if he tries something like that, I can move, and if he tries checking, I now win the pawn. So it's really interesting. I play there, he moves his bishop, I move my king in. At this point it's game over, because I'm going to take, he takes, he moves, I move over 1, I play b, and I queen in the game, but he resigned before queening. So that was the game. That was the game, my friends. So let's take a look at, we'll do some puzzles here. So let's see here. I wanted to show you how a good bishop versus a bad bishop, how important what Jeremy Silman talked about is true. Good bishops versus bad bishops. You got to see. I know you were thinking, but wasn't the pawns on the same color as your bishop? Yeah. I guess you could say that they both were bad bishops, but I had a more active bad bishop, and in that case, active bad bishops are better than bad bishops. So you have to constantly look at the difference in the position. Jeremy Silman calls it the imbalance. You have to look at the imbalance in the position. And the imbalance was a good two bad bishops, but one was more active, and that was the turning tide. And I also had a more active king, so I was winning. I was a pawn up, so I had a pawn up, more active king, more active bad bishop than his bad bishop, and that was enough to turn the tide. So just keep that in mind when you guys are playing, okay? Okay, here we go. Here we go. Hey. We have to take a look at here and here. I guess it is. Let me see here. Huh. See, bishop takes, takes. Yeah, because we have 3 attackers. He's only got 2 defenders. And actually this can't really move, because if this knight ever moved, bang, we win the rook. So it's pinned at this moment. And so I'm actually thinking bishop takes might be the correct move sequence, because if bishop takes, knight takes, now we're attacking the knight, guarding the, so if we can get our knight here, we're guarding the square where he would love to double and guard his knight. So if we were able to do that, get our knight here, we could win that potentially with a double attack. So let's take a looky. I'm just setting up the board. I have a board below my monitor. It's on a arm, and so I sometimes, if I'm curious, I'll set up the board with the pieces, and then I'll go through it that way, so that it helps me. I also do it on the the screen as well, but sometimes a visual example is a lot, and that you could touch and move around is a lot easier than a computer monitor one. I found that I don't make as many inaccuracies if I do it that way. So I'm setting it up. Just give me 1 sec here. Gotta get the queen. Let's see, do I have the knight? Oh, I don't have black side set up yet. Just 1 sec. Gotta get these 2 rooks. It's interesting how the setup of the 2 rooks are oddly set up for white. They're awkwardly placed, which that's how come we get an advantage in the position. We're gonna put a bishop there. Okay. Let's see, do I have that all set up correctly? Yeah. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. Hold on. See, I have my board set up. See? My board. I just wanted to show you guys that I have a board. Sorry if I'm making you dizzy or anything. So And see here, because what we want to do is this square right there is important for white, a huge importance, d2, because if he could double up rooks, he can protect this knight, and the queen would protect it, so everything would be okay. So we have to decide, what do we want to do here? We have two trading ideas. One covers the d2 square, so if we played bishop on c6 takes e4, that would attack the bishop and the rook. Or what we could do, which might be slightly better, if we, okay, I'm trying to see here, there. That is an interesting idea. Bishop takes, and then knight on f6 takes. So bishop took here, knight takes. Oops, I forgot to give him a knight there. That would help. So trying to think here. And at that point, if we had our knight here, he can't double up here. And he can't even play his queen. There's really nothing he can do at that point. He'd have to play knight takes, then we can actually take with check. Yeah, so let's calculate if what happens if we play bishop, because you have to have, I think it was Alekhine or Emanuel Lasker said that you should have two ideas. You should not just go on one idea. So if, let's just say now we played our knight to, let's see, we played knight takes e4, bishop takes e4, bishop takes e4, bishop takes e4. So our bishop's here, but now we have a sitch, guys. The rook that was stopped by this knight can actually go to e2. And when that happens, this knight is protected, and there's really no way to handle that. And we can later on maybe even queen to c5, something like that. Maybe he can even do the Alekhine gun, which is, here. Sorry, if he brings this rook that was here, and that rook there. The queen can slip in, then you have a queen, rook, rook. You could have a queen, rook, and rook, and that would be very devastating to white. To black, sorry. So I'm almost 100% sure at this moment that it's knight takes. Bishop takes. Sorry, not bishop takes. We tried knight takes. Knight takes doesn't work. It's not a strong enough attack. So bishop takes, and then if we play bishop takes, let's say he doubled the rooks here. So what? We just snap off the bishop. It's protected by the queen, so we win a piece. This instantly wins something. Because let's just say here he takes and knight takes. We're going to win this knight because of the rook double attack, and this knight stops that. The queen stops the rook coming in here and protecting this knight, and there's really no way that can be handled. And then you're thinking though, what if the queen slides over to guard the knight? You have bishop to f8, and it attacks the knight. So you have 3 versus 2, and there's no way to handle that type of an attack. and it's even worse because the queen's now in the pin. So ooh. So I'm about 100% sure that it's I'm 100% sure that it's bishop takes, but I want to see what you guys say. I want to see what you guys think. Are we 100% on bishop takes e4? I am. We calculated, looked at it, and went through all the analysis. Are we all on board in this one? I will take that as a yes. And boom, there's 4 points. I know we probably could have did it quicker, but remember, you want to make sure that your calculations are correct. Good find on bishop takes e4 though. Good job. And you know what? We should go back and take a look at why that other line wasn't correct. That's actually a good learning lesson. I'll show you why it. Oops. There we go. There. Okay. And then he takes. Come on. He takes there. Okay. Why the knight doesn't work is here, 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 and we can double up here. Do you see how now that's guarded? You're saying, but wait, can't we attack it? Yeah, but it's protected twice now. And then you have a sitch with even you can't play here because the queen would take. So he could actually play here if needed be too as well to guard that. But that would be a bad move. But I just wanted to show you why the bishop takes was important. It covered the d2 square so the rook couldn't move. Alrighty. Analysis is huge in chess, so just remember to calculate on that. Okay. Okie dokie dookie. I noticed that there's a potential check on b1. If the king moves, we can actually bring our rook to e1, and if the rook moves, the rook potentially might have to move. So if it moves there, we can actually check with our rook, drive the king out, and I don't know if we get anything after that though. So, he's aiming at our pawn here. check that out, my friends. Let's take a look to see if that's 100% correct. Hold on. I'm just setting up the board if you guys are wondering what I'm doing. I'm not, I'm thinking the whole time, so gotta move back there. Oops. Let's see here. Move that rook over. That should be 100% right now. There's the king. Okay. There. Oops, I forgot a pawn for white. Everything should be good. So if we played queen b5, so we're thinking. I think bishop f4 is forced as a rook. Okay, so we're gonna f. Oops, my bad. Ooh, be careful there. So f5, and so bishop bishop to h5, queen to e1, check, king h2. But what if he takes with the queen? We have to keep that in mind. Queen takes queen, rook takes, and then king to h2. So here, so after that, there, our rook's there. I'm thinking that potentially. Let me reset this all up. Thinking potentially that I think everything's set up right. See, what we have to be careful with is he has a check on. I know it does. I was thinking the same, but we got to be careful. He's got a check on c7, so that would be a problem. My idea was queen b1, king comes up. Or maybe it's even more. No, I was thinking maybe knight to f4, queen c2 check or c7 check, king to g6. So if we played here, there, and so interesting. I see what you're saying about. So if we reset up everything again, and we tried. So we're thinking. So are we still with the idea of? Are we still with the idea of f5? So if we play f5, let's say that his bishop moves to h5, like what we were talking about. So bishop h5. We have queen b1, doubles up on the rooks. but I think he has a check at that point. Arg, arg. What I'm thinking, what I want to do is get a check in somehow here and set up maybe a potential Anastasia's mate. But I'm not sure if that actually will come about. What makes me think that the knight move might be the move now that I look at it is that we can actually let's see here. That is interesting. If we played F5, bishop goes to H4, H5. F5, bishop goes to H5, knight, F4, bishop takes rook. But that actually, I think we'd end up in mate, because he doesn't have to take the rook. After here, there, he has check. If we move, actually maybe he doesn't. That's what I was thinking. I looked at that, but I'm not sure if that actually leads anywhere. Because I think, let's see here. Hey, if he moves there, and then we double up our rooks, he has a check on C7, so well, I guess we could block with our knight, couldn't we? Huh. Because if we played queen check, yeah, I'm trying to see, because I really think that knight F4 might be the idea. Because it sets up for a potential Anastasia's mate, and I'm like, it also threatens mate, so if his rook ever tries to leave, we have mate. But we do have a sitch with the bishop coming there. Let's see, here, there, check. If he comes up, we actually could come over here and maybe win the... I don't know, this is a predicament, isn't it? So do you think that F5's the move then? I'm still... If he played after F here, if he played after F5, if he played rook E3, we could check. And then when he moves, we play rook takes rook. And if he plays queen takes, we can play pawn takes. And I believe we're still okay. Hold on, let's go back to 23 and kind of take a look to see what his idea kind of slightly was. Sometimes you can... Seems like the idea might have actually been to check on B1. He'd probably have to. He'd probably have to. Okay, if we played here, I'm sorry, here, here, there. Where's your time here? Okay, let me do it here, here, here. And if he took rook takes, we have a check. Oh, and a fork. We have a fork here with our I think let's see, f5, and if he plays there, we have here, and if he takes, we fork his king and queen. So he can't. So after here, he can't move here. He's probably going to have to retreat either here or here. But that's actually, so more likely he's going to retreat there. Let's see, so here. There. I believe that's right, yeah. Yeah, that seems like a winner. Boom, shakalaka, boom. You gotta love that. You gotta love it when a plan comes together. You have to love it, for sure. We had that one totally planned out to the T. Yeah. That's like 6 moves out. Let's see. Ding, ding. Yeah, about 6 moves out. Let's see. Queen to e5. I mean h5. We can't do that. That doesn't work. It's so nice. We would love to, but here, and then after he removes the rook, he's got a threat of a mate here. So if we played here, there, if we tried to move, it's check. Then if we tried to come up here, he's got tons and tons of discovery. So, ooh. Hold on, I'll be right back. too. Oh, this is my kitty. Yeah, he tries to sneak in sometimes to the room, so I have to put him out. I don't want him to get it all hairy with cat hair. So no, it's just a standard kitty. Wanna. He was actually born in my house, so it was like really really cool. So I raised him from basically baby up. So he's my little man. Yeah, he was actually a really good kitty. It was funny. His Mama Kitty, what we call her Mama Kitty. She passed, but uh, she really was a really good mom. But the problem was she didn't like that he would bother her, and so it'd be like, so we basically we took him away after he was done, with all that stuff, and I raised him, basically in my hand almost. He's a really good boy. So let's see here. Back to our move at hand. Yeah, they do. They do claw. Oh, okay. Let's see here. I don't know because I was looking at that, but the only sitch is he has a bishop takes, and then we have to move. And then when we move, or we could take, I guess, if we played here and he took, we could take. Then queen takes. And I guess we could retreat. I think that does work. See, I believe now that I look at it, I believe that potentially is the best. I think that is because let's say we played bishop, queen there, bishop takes, king takes, check. If we moved our king to e, no, let's see, e1. If he checks there, we can actually move up. I don't know. Now that I think about it. see here. It's too bad we couldn't play something here like that. And then when queen takes, we can actually check there. So there, queen h5. Let me see here. Okay, I'm just turning the board around a little bit. That's one thing that I'm going to look at real quick here. Is make sure if we can, I'd love that to happen. I think we might be able to, but you gotta sometimes work it out to see if you can. Boy, it's a pain sometimes when that happens. Let's see, king here, rook there. I'm just setting up the board real quick. I got a board that I work on in my chess room. Let's see, let's get a pawn for, I think we have oh, we need a knight and a queen. So 2 queens should do that. There and there. Oops, I missed a rook. Okay, let's see. Do I have it? Do I have it all right now? Let's see. There. Perfect. Oh, I use the board I use is not the wooden ones, but kind of the tournament ones. They're kind of like, I'll show you. Mine's kind of, I've been using it a lot, so it's kind of a little bit dirty. So I'm going to take this screen and I'll show you the board that I use here. It's this one. Oops, this one. It's kind of standard looking board. Kind of. Sorry if I'm making you guys dizzy or anything. I wanted to show you. I'm not exactly sure the name of it, but it's kind of like, I use that one. So wanted to kind of show it to you. I hope I didn't make you guys dizzy or anything. It's the one that they use in the tournament halls that I usually go to. And so I figure, why not get a board that I'm going to play on, you know, the majority of the time. Yeah, that's it. And they have different types of boards, but the I guess the story goes that oh, mouse pad board, yeah, a mouse pad board, chessboard, yeah. But the story goes, I don't know if this was true or not, but supposedly one of the grandmasters lost, and they used to use boards that were made out of bamboo, and he actually took the board and hit somebody with it and fatally hurt them. And so I guess after that's that I don't, somebody told me that on the internet, so I was like, I asked why. Yeah, I looked it up, why they use mouse pad boards, and that was kind of a story that went with it. I don't know which grandmaster did it, but they kind of after that incident, they kind of went to these boards. So I know it was like crazy. Just because he lost, he did that. You know, there's going to be another game. You don't want to hurt somebody over it. It's all about learning, right, guys? We learn. It's not about, you know, it's not. Chess doesn't make you, so we have to remember that. But some of the grandmasters were kind of a little out there a little bit, but they're not all out there. I'm just saying though that to do that, it's not really one grandmaster. There was a story that goes, he actually lost and he got up on the chessboard and started dancing on the board. Then one chess player picked up a piece like the king and threw it across the room when he lost. I was like, oh, there's a whole bunch of different stories about players when they lose. So we need to get back on track. I lost focus there for a sec. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, okay. Let's see here, because I have this all set up correctly now. Okay, so queen comes here, bishop takes. Okay, so queen. Let's work this out. Queen there, bishop takes check. King takes, bishop. We'll see if there is. Oh, wow. Not good. Not good, not good. It hurts to lose, but, because I've lost before I got to the rating that I am, like 2005. I had to lose a lot. It didn't feel good. You have to go back over your games, and then that one grandmaster could go over her game and come back, and maybe next tournament, if she faces her same opponent and she wins, then she wins. And but just my opinion on that. Okay. Cause I like how the like Caruana, Magnus Carlsen, MVL, Ian, Anon, Wesley So, Karyakin, when they lose, they get up, they shake hands, they go over they talk a little bit about what happened, where they made a mistake, and then next time they face each other, Karyakin might beat Nakamura because he now learned something, and they're willing to learn. That's cool. Okay, but back here, takes. Okay, queen after the king takes, the queen from d5. Oh, drat! I clicked the wrong one. Okay, here, there. Queen goes to g2, check. And so at this point, if king e1, the queen could go queen to h1 check. That point, king could actually come up to e2. Then if the queen gets greedy and comes over and snaps this rook off here, we have a nice pretty mate bishop to g6, and then our queen, after the king moves, slides into h7, and we win. Check. King moves over to g8, and queen to h7 mate. So I believe that potentially might be the idea. Let's just put the rook back, and we'll see. Maybe let's say that she doesn't take. Let's say the queen doesn't take over here, because I doubt that the queen potentially would come over and take and let us checkmate him in two. So what potentially else could be the other move? Oops, I gotta move that back. There. h5. He could try checking with queen back from here to there. Then maybe bishop f. Okay, let's recalculate here, and we'll just go over here, e check up, and then if he comes back with a check, we have our bishop, our dark square bishop, could intercept in front of our king, and I think that but yeah, and that stops everything. That stops all checks. Yeah, so I believe you're right about, I think we can play I calculated everything. I believe h5 does work, queen h5. I think we can actually win by holding I think we can win. I don't think there's really anything that he can do to stop us. So are you guys with me? Queen h5, I believe, I checked it out, queen h5 looks best out of all of them. I hope I didn't if you guys have any questions, I'm sorry if I went really fast on that. And I'm sorry if there were too many arrows. I don't want you guys, I don't want to confuse you guys at all. This is all about learning, and you know, I'm glad they do provide arrows. Some sites don't allow you to do that. So what do you guys with me on the queen to h5? That was rather odd, wasn't it? I think we're going to probably do a casual game. We'll play a casual game right now. We'll face a 2000 level player casual. Oh, I probably should have played. Oh, I'm blessed. Oh no, he can't take because the knight's there. What was I thinking? Yeah, this is kind of a different opening line. heck was that move? What'd that do? Huh. I don't see any problem with taking. That was strange. That was odd for sure. Let's see, I kind of got oddly positioned pieces. So I'm gonna just castle and kinda, yeah, I know what he's gonna do. He's gonna try to attack my pawn here. That's funny. Just take that knight right off the board. You know, those in a closed game, you do not want a knight to be doing that. No, 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 no. That was annoying. Let's see what we got here. I really thought he was going to open up the other side of the board. The taking here wasn't actually the best idea. hate having to do that. But now that whole side's done, so let's see if we can get some infiltration now. I think we can get our king involved here, guys. Let's see here. Gotta be very careful. Yeah, I don't think I played that very good. Drat. Let's move my king up. I have to get some infiltration going now. I have to get in there now. I believe it's a draw now. Drat. We have to go over that game. I think I might still be winning here. I think I have a slight advantage. I don't know if checking was the best at that point. Probably it was something else. We'll find out after this. think I win his rook. If he does a check here, yeah. That's what I thought he might do. Try to get in Lucinda position here. Let's see, what do I want to do here? So if I push, I'll check. I'm gonna see if I can queen it. Okay, now this is the predicament that gets a lot of problems here. So oh boy, 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 boy. I'm gonna try to get in behind his. Oh dang! I hate when this happens. I don't think I got this. I think I lost. Drat. I gotta see where I went wrong here. Yeah, I made a mistake there. I gotta see where I went wrong. I can't believe this. There has to be. I gotta see, because I want to know how to handle that. That was my fault there. Okay, so you take. He pushed. So he moved there. I played. Oh, that's the problem. It was here. And then I win. If he tries there. Okay. So back here, it was right. This was the inaccurate move. Okay. Right there. Okay, that's the tide. That was the tide changer. There's another point here, back here. So takes. So here is. So here's the draw. So I was right. It was a draw at that point. And then if I wouldn't have surrendered that pawn. Okay, well, we'll give it another shot with this player here. Almost won. I messed up on that. I should have calculated better. But you know what? Now I know how to handle that sitch. Well, after I play this one, we'll get back into our puzzles. We're going for an attack on the rook. So interesting. trapped his rook, so you could do that sometimes, just trap their rook and basically win their rook. Probably takes might have been better. It's probably at this point takes there. Then takes, then the fork. So let's see, does it make any difference? Let's see, okay. Let's see if I played it here. There. There. Ah, it does make a difference. Yeah, I'd be up a whole rook drat. It's okay. I'm still up a minor piece, but that's not what I want it to be up though. Ugh. I have so many weak points to attack, so would have been nice to have been up a rook though, instead of a knight. But you know what? When you make inaccurate moves, you gotta live with it. Probably resign here. Hmm. First of all, seal up thy wounds. Take that pawn first. Next, take that pawn. Take that one. And then fork the king and rook. Okay. Would anybody else like to play me before we get back to puzzles? But it has to be a casual, no rated games, no rated games. Okay? It's all about learning. So if you guys have some um, ideas about the moves, I'd be more than happy to entertain them. See, if we could play bishop b5, bishop b5 attacks the rook, gets out of the attack, and so what would happen is bishop b5, if knight tries to attack that rook, we bring up our other rook attacking the queen, and then we have a pretty good attack going there. Let me see here. Let's set this baby up. Okay. Let's keep that bishop right there. I'll keep it right there. I'm playing my there. Let's get the rooks out. Double up these guys. So I'm setting up my board, guys. Yep, we're good to go here. Okay. Let's take a looky at this. Let's take a look at bishop to b5 attacks the rook. And then if the knight tries to come over and attack that, see if we played bishop here, let's say played queen there, right? Or even let's say bishop here, and let's say that he played rook takes, we can actually take queen takes, and we've won a knight for a pawn, so we should be okay. Let's see. I don't see anything else that he can do. If we play here, that doesn't work, because what we can always do is play rook up attacking the well, no, we can't, because that would block that. Well, no, he can't check, can he? Because if we go here, if we go to bishop b5, knight to g4, rook f. No, he can't. He can't take there either, because the. Yeah, I believe, guys. What do you guys think? Bishop b5. And by the way, I apologize. Bishop b5. If knight moves, we can come. We could potentially hammer home. Nope. Here, there. Sorry, there, here. Takes. Huh. Yeah, I still think bishop b5 is the best. It doesn't have anything. There's nothing that can go wrong with it. That's the if the queen can't this queen can't take the pawn because of this queen, and if he takes here, we just we snap over and grab the knight, and so bishop g5 b5 g4. And we move up, we attack that. Nope, he actually has check there. Why not just be, oops. Why not just, if we take there, then it takes. Yeah, guys, what do you think? Bishop b5? I think that's. Okay, if we move here, we get out of the way. We guard everything. That guards the bishop. So we go here, that guards the bishop, the rook, and the pawn. If he takes, we take back. Hey, how you doing? What do you think? Oh, me? Oh, really, really good. I was trying to think here. I have my board set up, and I'm trying to think, how do we handle this attack here? I'm doing really good. Interesting. I didn't think about that. So if we go here, rook takes. We could try queen to not h. No, no. I believe it could be there because we might want to try to trade off pieces. I'm thinking it might be queen to b2. That queen b2 holds everything because there even after he takes here and we take, our bishop still it guards that checking square, and even if he checks here, we can just move back, and there's really actually we can't move back, can we? Drat. No, we could play our rook there. Okay, if we play here, he takes, he checks. We could bring our we take check, then we bring our rook over, and we've got everything covered. And after that, we can always just move back. So what do you think? H, do you think A1? The reason I don't think A1, maybe it is. I was just thinking of holding on to everything, and that would be the move that holds everything together, queen b2. Yeah. So are we on queen b2? I believe that seems the most consolidating idea. Let's give it. You gotta be. You were right. You were right. Wow, you were right. I was wrong there. Wow. Wait a second. I want to go back and see why that's wrong. Wow. That hurts. That doesn't feel good. Yeah, I'm sorry. We should have went with a Queen A1. If we don't have to move our king, none of that happens. So should have just went with that. Let's see here. Trying to see here. This is a really interesting puzzle for sure. Let's see if we play there. Well, those guys aren't doing too well in their fire rating, or what rating is that? Blitz rating. Wow, 7,000 games. Nikes. A lot of games. Just want to check to see. 300, 1,000. Yeah. Queen C4. So Queen C4. That's an interesting move for sure. Okay. Let's see here, there, let me see. That takes in consideration an attack there, so, The only sitches I see is he might be able to hold everything together with his rook to C1. But then I guess we could play rook to D3. Rook d3. And he has to move. What do you guys think? I think that's the best option out of them. Well, if he does that, we just take it. Let's see here. Let's just take a look real quick just to see. Here, there, there. We take there, attacking his knight and other knight. I think c4, queen c4, and that attacks the pawn and the knight. So that's a double threat. Yeah, look for those ideas. Also, it forces white to have to do something about this. See, we want to force him to do something, our opponent. And when he plays rook to c1, so we go queen c4, rook c1, our rook goes to d3, and we win a pawn or a piece. If he plays there, we take on e4, forking the knight and the other knight. So this is a good idea as well, but it only has a one idea. It doesn't take advantage. See, we have to look for forks. This has a forking capability, which is cool. It's not that yours isn't. I'm just saying though that this is a good move too, but I just don't see any continuation after he moves. Because in this scenario he can actually move and he's safe. In this one he can't move, because if he moves he gets that pawn snapped off. So what do you guys think? Queen c. I think queen c4 is the correct move. That's the only thing that makes the most sense for an attack. Are you guys with me on that? Alright, let's go for it. Whoa. You were right. How I don't understand. I have no idea. Why in the world is that wrong? You gotta be kidding me. Why is this wrong? Why is the other one? Oh, okay. Because it guards. Oh my word. Because it guards that. So he actually played it incorrectly then. Oh my word. Can't believe it. I can't believe that. 2 in a row. It's me. You were right. You were right on that again. Drat. It's me. Let's see here. Yes, you did. For sure you did. Yep. Yep, 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 yep. Yep, yep. It tells you gotta be super careful, even if those things look right. You have to be totally on the task. Let's see, king to e2 forced. Yes, that is true. Yes. So king e, okay, king e2. I know the sad thing about king e2 is there's rook to, oh no, rook takes, and then that doesn't do anything. He does have bishop takes there, so we are kind of forced to play that. I think e2, let's see, because if he takes here, we don't take with the pawn. That'd be foolish, because then we get a skewer, a huge one. So here, if he takes, rook knight, rook takes, pawn takes, attacks our rook, yes. Our rook's up here, we slide that rook over, and then we now can trade off rooks. So what do you guys think? King e2, I think that's the only, that holds everything together so that yes, it is. Are we do you guys like king e2? Because I think that's, I looked at all the areas that it could arise. That takes, we just take. If he takes, we move over. So here, if he pushes, we snap off the bishop, and or do we snap off? Let's see here. If we play there, let's say he pushes. It's a force, because if we do anything else, that doesn't defend this, he actually has that right away. So if we come over to g2, he has bishop takes b3, and we can't take here because smack, we lose a rook. That's the only thing. This guards that so that doesn't work. We can actually take at that point, and it's defended by the king. Yeah, I don't see anything else. Oh my word! Yeah, I can't. You gotta be kidding. Oh my word! What? Really, really, really nearly. Really nearly. Okay. That's incredible. I guess I was. Let me see. Let's see if we play up here. Then he has that. Okay. And then we don't have anything because of there. And he wins. So we have to retreat our king over. And then if he takes there, then we can actually take. And rook takes rook. There, okay. Boy. I need to look. There was 2 moves. Okay. Yeah, we'll get this one. The knight attacks the rook, so. Oh, brother. This is like, I'm glad we're making our learning lessons now, so that during the time, if we are to compete in a tournament, we learn all of what we are going through now, so that we don't have to go through it then and get a 0 on your side. So let's see here. Yeah, I think that potentially might be the move. Let's see if he moves rook a there. A4, rook back to c2. Rook goes to c4, queen moves, bishop goes to e4, skewers the rook and the knight. Yeah. Yep. I don't see anything wrong with that move. That holds every single thing together. Nothing. No problems. Not a problem at all. Even if he pushes, if we go here and he pushes there, so be it. We take with the rook, so that doesn't do anything. Back there, over here, queen goes there, bishop there, we win. So yeah. Oh wow. Let's see. We're learning a lot, so that's what you got to go through sometimes. It's like, but let's see, what do we got here now? Man, this is a really messed up complicated one. Really complicated. Okay. The knight's protected. So if we played rook f g1, bishop takes, queen takes, rook takes, rook takes, queen, and we get zilch out of that. Okay, if bishop takes bishop, takes bishop, rook takes bishop, rook takes, knight takes rook, queen takes. No, that doesn't work. Okay, let's see here. Bishop takes bishop, rook takes. Rook there. He doesn't have to take. He can take. Let's see. Takes. Boy, this is a sitch for sure. Let's see, if we take with the knight, we may have a better chance. Let's see here, if we play knight takes bishop, rook takes, bishop takes, queen takes, rook takes. Got nothing. We get nothing. Well, I guess we are up to exchange, aren't we? Let's see. Here. I'm sorry. Here. Oh, gotcha. That's even harder right there. Yeah, ouch. Ouch. Yeah, yeah, I see that now. You're right. The queen is attacking the king, so. So what do you guys think that's potentially an idea here? Because this pin really stops all the ideas that I was thinking about. But we do have potential. Rook f to g1. We win exchange with bishop takes bishop takes rook. We win an exchange on our bishop takes takes. What if rook takes though? See, bishop takes, rook takes. Oh, I gotcha. Queen takes, knight takes. And are we at, let me see here for that for that for that. Okay, so when all these are traded off, the only thing that's left is here, 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 here. So this we'll do the trade-offs here, here, here. The queen takes, so these guys are gone. Queen takes, that takes, so these guys are gone. And this is what's left. I think you're right. We are up. We are up an exchange. Are we up an exchange? Hold on. Here, there, there, there. Takes. Rook takes bishop. Knight takes pawn. So this is what would be left. That's what would be left, because his rook we slide over and take our bishop that's hung. Dang, this is one. Actually, wait a second. I am so wrong. I apologize. Well, no. Because this is what would be left. And this is all the material that would be left. So we'd have a knight, 2 rooks, and you have a rook and 2 knights. So this needs a setup for sure here. This is crazy. You have to love this though. I gotta say, these are really fun puzzles. I know they're a little bit, intense, but they're so fun to do. Because this is more practical than most of the puzzles in books. This has more realism that's going to be actually at a game. So that you're going to be playing these type of awkward setup positions. Let's see now. Oops. Come on. Being rebellious. Being super duper rebellious. There we go. Let's see. Let me see. There. I gotta see if I got all the stuff on the queen side set up right. Yeah, I got all the stuff on the king side set up correctly on the board. Yep. Okay. So we're thinking about bishop takes. Bishop takes bishop. Let's do that. And so what we're so are we thinking after bishop takes bishop, rook takes bishop? Is that what you're thinking? The G2 rook takes the bishop on E2. Are you thinking about that? Like that? Or like that? Which rook takes our bishop? Is it this one? Or is it this rook takes our bishop? Or is it that rook takes our bishop? Is it the G8 one or G2 one? Okay. Because then if rook takes, let's say, okay, bishop takes bishop, rook takes, so rook takes, queen takes rook, queen takes rook, and if rook takes rook, queen takes, and I believe we'd have to put it there. Interesting for sure. Excuse me. Let's see here. Oh boy, this is very head aching for sure. We'll end on this. Whatever the result is, we'll end on it. We'll pick up tomorrow. There is a potential. Bishop takes bishop. Queen takes knight. We could play after bishop takes bishop. Bishop takes bishop. Queen takes knight. Bishop takes bishop. Bishop takes queen. Rook takes queen. And we win the knight here. So I think we're still up in exchange either way. See, if we play bishop here, takes, and then bishop takes knight. No, I was saying though, if this happens, if he plays bishop takes, this is a potential idea. Queen takes our knight, and then if we played our bishop takes the queen, his rook takes our queen on d2, then the bishop that is here takes the knight there, and so we'd be left with, and this is what we'd have. Yeah. I think, am I mistaken? I think it's that, and we'd have this, and that. This guy would be gone. This guy would be gone. Exactly. Oh wait, our rook takes out. Oh, you're right. My bad. I missed that one again. Yeah. Again, I missed that. Drat. I can't believe I didn't see that. But you're right. That's even worse. He can't take now that I see that now. It's a good thing we worked this out. Glad I have a board set up because it's nice to have that sometimes. So bishop takes. Yeah, he can't play queen takes. You're right, because of rook takes. So that's out of the question for sure. So bishop takes, rook takes, then queen. So back to the party again. Queen, rook takes rook, queen takes rook, queen takes queen. Knight takes rook. I mean, knight takes queen. Either takes. Let's just say he takes the bishop. We're still up a. We're up a whole exchange. I think I agree with you with the bishop move. Okay, we'll call it here though. Well. One sec, I'll be right back. Hold on. Yeah, I wanted to thank you for, fast moves don't really fast moving without kind of calculating like we did ends up with not right answers. And I need to listen to you guys more because I need to look at the ideas that come up on the side of the screen. And I apologize for not you know applying those ideas to the board, and I'll start doing that. And you guys were right a lot of the majority of the time, so I appreciate that you guys help me along. It's really important that we work together as a team, and there's no I in team, there's we. And so I'll start listening more, like what we were just talking here about when you said about the rook could take the queen. You're right. And so we listened to that and we solved the puzzle correctly. We got to start doing that. And so I appreciate that what you guys did. Okay. Yeah, and I thank you guys for all logging on, taking your time and working chess with me. So, well, as Wesley So says to the Lord Jesus, I say, God bless, guys, and I'll see you next time on Chess Cruncher TV. Remember, guys, continue studying chess. We're getting better. We slowly but steadily, we win the race like the turtle, beat the hare, slow increments. We will end up being victorious, okay? And remember that we only look back to learn and not to dwell on that, but to improve. And we always have to remember that there's always a plan in the position. We just have to find the correct move to use it. If it takes a little bit more time, we're going to do that. And remember, guys, stay cool. Okay, bye bye. Have a great rest of the night.